What it do, YouTube? It's SS and I'm back with another video on this one right here. This one right here. Well, this one right here. We're going double dragon with a steel type, steel bug. I did lose some elo. I was trying to make a new video for the Sunshine Cup, but unfortunately the team didn't work, or maybe I didn't play it correctly. I will end up trying to play it out again, using it again. Maybe I can get a good battle, good couple sets so I can do it. But I don't recommend this team, so don't use it. I was just like I said, I was just trying to get a video out for YouTube. So if you guys do like it, like, comment, subscribe. And once again, I'm gonna leave the Discord link in the description. Also my Twitch. I didn't do these battles on Twitch, so these I just did I wasn't able to stream today, as this video goes up today. Um but let's see, do I got anything? Oh, you guys been killing it. You guys been killing it with the views, the likes, the comments. So once again, if we can get, I'm gonna try to start setting up like goals. Since we are still a small channel, if we can get at least 15, 20, something like that, that would be really much appreciated, as we do catch this dragon claw right here, and then they come out into their swampert. But yeah, we'll get into these battles now. So Swamper's gonna throw this hydro cannon, but I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and shield it and then drill run. I did have a move banked on my Guzzlord as well, so they really couldn't do anything at that point. But let's go ahead and jump into the next battle. We're gonna see Rage of Steel, and I don't really know this matchup, and I really I know I mess up here real bad, so I go for the Dragon Claw thinking that they might go ahead and shield, but they don't shield, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and sack my Dragonite at this point. Do get hit with a Zap Cannon, so now I know how much it does. So next time I will actually know. So now I go for the superpower, but I am debuffed, so it's not gonna do as much as I wanted to. I'm just gonna go ahead and let this go through. I'm gonna come in with my Escavalier at this point, and then hopefully I can farm down before they get to a move. But they get to a move, so I'm gonna go ahead and shield this, and then they're gonna go ahead and bring out a Charizard. And at this point, this game is over, so I'm just gonna go ahead and top left because there's nothing to do there. Um, Now we're gonna see a Skunk Tank into our Dragonite, which is an okay matchup. I go for the superpower because I don't want to get Crunch or Sludge Bomb, and then they do end up shielding it, which is kind of wild. They stay in as I bring in the Guzzlord, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shield just in case it is like a Sludge Bomb or something, but it's not. They actually go for the Trailblaze, and at this point, I'm gonna try to farm down, but they bring out a Lantern. Pretty spicy. So I'm gonna go for the Crunch here, throwing on good timing. Do we get the debuff? If we don't get the debuff, they're gonna go ahead and throw a move. Whatever they throw is resisted, so I can tank it. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and go for the Crunch. And I'm thinking maybe they are weak to either Dragon or Guzzlord. So I'm going to try to farm down completely. We do get the farm down before they throw another move. Now, I'm expecting them to come in with the Skunk Tank, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch out, try to farm down with my Dragonite. And like I said, they have something in the back that is either weak to Guzzlord or the Dragon typing, and we're going to be able to take that game. Now we're going to see Swampert in the lead, and they switch out into a Sizzler, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Night Slash. So I'm gonna go straight for the superpower. Don't expect them to shield, but if they do, we at least get a shield. Now I'm gonna come into my S cap. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. It's just a Night Slash, and then I'm gonna try to get to the drill run. We get to the drill run, and at this point, I don't expect them to shield. Maybe come back into the Swampert, but they come into the Togekiss, and we're super weak to this Togekiss, so there's literally nothing we could do. I'm just gonna go for the. I probably should have went drill run, to be honest, but I'm just gonna go for the Mega Horn. Whatever, doesn't matter because this game's pretty much over at this point. Maybe I would have got to two. Maybe I could have did something. I don't know. But I do think I do end up playing this game out. We do get hit with a hydro cannon, but at this point, I'm thinking I probably should have ended up shielding that, or maybe staying in. I'm not too sure. But I do make a lot of mistakes here, and then they end up farming me down because I don't shield the hydro cannon, which is really bad. I do throw the dragon claw. I know they're not gonna shield, but I, for some reason, thought they might. But yeah, it was a dumb bait. And at this point, since I don't have Sludge Bomb, I'm just gonna go for the Crunch. They haven't seen it, so maybe they knew I had Crunch. At this point, I'm just gonna top left because the game's over. And then, oh, this is a short video, so I didn't really. I only tried this team out for 2 sets. As we see a Greninja in the lead, they switch out into a Giratina, and at this point we do get the shield. So I'm gonna come out into my Guzzlord. I know I can tank a move here, but I don't want to take way too many more Dragon Claws, so I'm probably gonna end up shielding here. I do end up shielding. Now I'm gonna try to throw and get timing. I go for the crunch because Dragon Claw wouldn't KO, but I think it's silly of me because they were energy dry. So and then they come out to a Tapu Fini. This is not looking really good for us. So I'm gonna go for the crunch here. And maybe if I would have had Sludge Bomb, it would have been a lot better. But maybe that's a thing that I might have to end up doing is giving a Sludge Bomb because we are super weak to fairy types, as you guys can see. And then now I'm gonna come into my S cab. It looks like we're lagging really super bad. And then they're gonna end up throwing the surf, and then I'm going to go ahead and shield this next surf, which kind of sucks. And now I'm gonna go ahead and throw my drill run here. I'm expecting them to swap out soon here, and they do. So now I'm gonna go into my Dragonite as we see that it lags and then it goes back to good, and then it lags and it goes back to good. Either way, at this point, I'm like a Night Slash is gonna be able to KO, but lucky for me, they actually end up undercharging it. I do believe that was an undercharge, and because they undercharge it, we're gonna actually end up KOing at the same time. So I'm at the drill run. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the drill run, hoping this is enough, but it's not. And one more counter is gonna be enough to KO, and we're actually going to get a positive set in this in this set. And it looked like we weren't gonna win that last game, but lucky for me, we do. So I can get out a video for you guys. And now we're gonna see a Galissapod into our Dragonite, and they come into a Giratina. They bank a lot of energy. So I'm assuming that they probably have X Scissor. I'm gonna come into my Guzzlord. I'm going to go ahead and throw. They're building up a lot of energy here. So I do want to force the shield before they force the shield on me, or if I can take the damage. And then now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and let it go because I feel like I need the shield for the Galissapod. I am going to be able to get to this farm down. Should have went for the extra, to be honest, because Guzzlord's not gonna win the CMP, right? And then now I'm gonna go for the Dragon Claw. What do they want to do? They let it go through, and at this point they have to throw again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let it go through. They are up a shield. No, we're shield a piece. They come into a Charizard, and now at this point I'm trying to actually throw the Dragon Claw, and then I'm going to go ahead and shield, and then I'm going to try to catch here, but it wouldn't let me catch. It lagged a turn. So I wasn't able to catch. And because I wasn't able to catch, they're going to get to a blast burn here. And yeah, so I just concede because the blast burn is just going to be enough to KO. So if I would have actually been able to catch that, I would have probably won. But yeah, thank you for the lag. And then now we're going to see that they come into a Greninja. And I'm like, oh, Gramble. I'm like, what the heck is this team? Okay, so we go for the drill run. They actually let it go through. I'm going to shield this because it's a crunch, and then we're probably gonna end up getting the debuff. We do get the debuff because it never always. That's how it always works, right? I always get the debuff, but when I throw a crunch at the opponent, I never get it. So it is what it is. And then at this point, I know that Guzzlord actually walls walls Greninja, so I'm just gonna go ahead and come to my Guzzlord as they swap out into their Cresselia. Very spicy team, makes no sense to be honest, but whatever. They are having fun, I'm guessing so. As they throw a move at me, and at this point, since I got the debuff, I'm going to be throwing this Dragon Claw. And then I'm going to swap out if they shield and combo play them. And then at this point, I'm just going to be able to farm down completely. I don't think this is going to be enough to KO. It's not enough to KO. And at this point, we're able to farm down completely and take that game. As we hop into the next battle. Now we're going to see Dragonite into Charizard. Charizard is everywhere. I didn't see it the first time I was playing the sets. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm gonna take the Dragon Claw. Now I'm going to go ahead and go for my own Dragon Claw. Most likely they don't end up shielding, but they do end up shielding, which is fine. Now at this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and sack my Dragonite because I don't want to get farmed down by this Charizard if I do end up shielding, because they could probably end up getting a lot more energy. And at this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and shield and go for the farm down, which I do end up getting the farm down. they come into a Virizion, and this is not looking good for me. So I'm gonna go for the Dragon Claw. As you guys can see, Dragon Claw is not doing nothing to this Virizion, and so I'm just gonna keep spamming them out. And because I don't want to get hit by a Sacred Sword, I'm going to go ahead and switch out. Now, but they're don't throw the Sacred Sword, so maybe they don't have Sacred Sword. So I'm gonna go for the Mega Horn here as they swap out into their Walrein. This is not a good lead matchup for Walrein, so I don't understand why they did that. Maybe I could have threw on CMP, so I could have forced the shield. But either way, I'm gonna be able to farm down and then throw this drill run at this Virizion, and then at this point, Virizion is gonna be throwing a Stone Edge. I'm assuming they do have the Stone Edge, so they need to get to another Stone Edge, but unfortunately for them, they don't get to another Stone Edge before we farm them down, and we're going to be able to take that game. So now we're going to see Cresselia into our Dragonite. This is not good. Uh, Obviously, if they have Moonblast, this is not good. So I am going to go ahead and stay in because I am ABA weak to this Cresselia. I can't switch out. So now at this point, I'm assuming that they're going to throw the Moonblast. They do throw the Moonblast, and this is where I learned that I can actually probably tank a Moonblast, so I could have shielded it and then could have probably gotten another shield from them. But either way, they're gonna switch out because they think that it's really good of them to realize that I'm probably weak to the Cresselia in the back. So, but they do end up sacking their Empoleon, which makes no sense to me. And now at this point, they're gonna come into an Ampharos, and once again, that lag is super, super, super bad. But dropping frames and stuff. At this point, I'm going to shield just in case it is the focus blast. They did build dub, but they're only throwing thunder punches. So at this point, whatever I'm assuming that whatever they have, they're running on this Ampharos. Guzzlord is just gonna wall it. So I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. It's just another Thunder Punch, and they make it to another Thunder Punch. I'm going to go ahead and let this go through because I need it for the Cresselia. And I thought that they were going to switch out and combo play me, but they don't. And then so now I'm just gonna go ahead and switch out. They have to Moonblast me here, but they go for the Grass Knot. And now at this point, I make it to the Drill Run, and we're gonna be able to take this game. So Cresselia, it was looking really bad for us. A lot of these games were looking really bad for us, but somehow we ended up turning them around. But now we're gonna see another Cresselia into our Dragonite, which is super cool, right? So now with the knowledge that I learned from the last game, I know that I can shield and then bring down this Cresselia super low. So I'm going to go ahead and shield, and they actually end up throwing this future sight. So I'm like, okay, maybe they don't have Moonblast. So now I'm gonna go ahead and throw on very good timing here. I'm gonna throw the Dragon Claw right before they even get to the move, and I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. If it is the Moonblast, so be it. At this point, they come into a Zapdos. I make it to a Dragon Claw, and now this is going to force the shield. So I'm going to come into my Guzzlord. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and take the Drill Peck because Thunderbolt or Thunder, they can't throw that at me. It is resisted. So at this point, I'm assuming that they're going to go ahead and shield this as well, but they don't, and they make it to another move. So, and then I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to go ahead and shield. Um, and that was actually ends up to being a bad shield. As you guys see, they have a Scrafty. So if I would have kept it for my Escavalier, it would have been in a way better position. But now I'm going to go ahead and get puffed. So I'm going to switch out because I don't want them to get any more farm. And this is going to be the foul play. Is it going to be enough to KO? It is actually not enough. At this point, they still have a shield, but I'm going to go ahead and throw the drill run. They let it go through, and because they let it go through, these counters are going to do a lot of damage to this Scrafty, and we go 4-1 to end the set. We actually end up KOing at the same time. So if you guys like the battles, if you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video.